Hey guys, so today we're doing another winning losable fight. This example is with Paris and Atlanta, but the high level example, the high level concept I want to be talking about is actually how people retake points in like really niche, not necessarily niche situations, but in like really interesting situations. And a really easy way to just think about this at a high level is if you've ever attacked Numbani, point A, and you're like, okay, we attacked, we killed them, we're like holding point, we're about to cap. Then all of a sudden the enemy team comes back and they kill you, and then they stop you from capping. So essentially the enemy team knows how to recontest really well, and when you're capping, you don't expect them to come back, so you're not setting up properly. This happens a lot, especially in Overwatch 2, because you're down a tank, hence you can't hold space as well, so it's easier for people to recontest. So on maps like Numbani, Paradiso, even Midtown, and there's a few others too, you'll see this type of strategy happening. So we're going to look at Paris and sort of see how Paris does this poorly and what they could have done better, and we're going to look at Atlanta and sort of see what they did, well, even though they made a mistake, they maybe lost a few, but what they did well to be able to turn it around and win the fight. So really early, Dan goes in, gets naded, gets forced out, he gets punished. They're up 1 right now, Atlanta. It's sort of a really long fight. They're pressuring Deidro. Deidro dies. Hawk unfortunately dies. They're technically up 1 now. Paris did some really good job of getting trades. Now they're even. Venom died. It's a big sleep. Left trying to body block. They trade again, so now technically they're even again. But what's really important to understand in this situation, if you're the defending team, so Paris died first, and because Paris died first, and they also have attacker spawn advantage, because of this, technically, Paris has a spawn advantage, so they'll come back first. So Paris has a huge advantage right now, even though they're technically even. Now, on top of this, you'll notice Paris is they're still they noticed UV split, so they go after UV. UV tried to kite but wasn't really able to. So now Paris actually ends up going up 1. But then Hawk also gets a trade. So what's really interesting and important to understand the situation, even though Atlanta's technically down and really in a weird position, they're constantly looking for these proactive trades to inherently get more value.
But Hawk at least extracts some revenge for the Atlanta Reign.
And then they go in here, so now technically they're actually down. So many trades going back and forth. So if you look at this, Paris has Sojourn, Ball, and Ana up. Atlanta has Tracer and Doomfist up. So Atlanta has 2 mobile people, and this is where this whole concept gets into play. You have 2 mobile people. Mobile people are hard to kill. Hence, you can use it to stall point, you can use it to hide, you can use it to maybe soft pressure the backline. You can do a lot. So let's see what Atlanta ends up doing here.
Hawk is still here.
So we're seeing right now there's 3 ticks. Atlanta's not freaking out about point. They're not sending everyone to point. They're maybe having Venom sort of soft pressure point, but also and soft pressure the ball. But Venom's not really going hard on Don. Why? Because Venom's not going to be able to kill Don. There's no way. Don is it's almost 800 HP right now. Hence, if you actually see what Venom's going on, he's looking to sort of zone the backline here and keep them away from his team, so the backline can't do any pressure to Atlanta's backline or the rest of Atlanta's team, as well as the backline may not be able to heal, the rest of Paris' team. It's also technically a 1 for 2, and while honestly pressuring the backline, Venom's also pressuring the ball. And what's interesting about this too is Wub and Don were looking to go on OG to trade backlines, but they couldn't because OG was far back. Note how OG is playing really safe here, and he can orb, Venom to, keep stalling and whatnot. UV and OG are playing very safe. Now, if you notice, both Venom and Hawk look for a play in the backline, because again they have to pressure that backline so that their rest of their team can push up, as well as they can try and give 0 resources to Don and Dove, and maybe also get a pick. So Hawk dies, Venom hits a huge pulse, and if you just look at this. No matches? Let's fix that. pretty much in this box. And Atlanta they have some people back here, and they have some people over here. So if you actually just look at map control-wise, they're actually controlling a lot of space. And because of this, if Paris wants to come out, they're going to get hard angled on by this and this, which is just going to be too difficult. What technically Paris should have done is they should have looked to have somebody play on this side of the map so that they can have another angle. And yes, the person's a little risky because the person can get pushed on by Doomfist or Tracer, but you can have someone over here that can help this person. So like, for instance, this could be maybe Dove or someone else. So if Dove gets pushed, Dove can slide out and then get healed and AKA live. But unfortunately, they don't hold that angle, which sort of boxes Paris in this room, which ends up being a significant problem. And now they nano Don, which is sort of like to try and, like, you know, kill a squishy, force the backline back, while they're forcing point. So you can see here they're, you know, pressuring point. Backline goes in. They all peel for each other. Don instantly dies. Like, Ana, Zen, Sojourn together is very, very strong. And now they're just sort of pushing in really hard. They're all in that enclosed area. Because they had Nano, and they actually got a better value out of Nano, they ended up winning. So, again, to break this down at sort of a high level, so what ended up happening is Paris was completely stuck in here, and their backline was absolutely useless. While Atlanta's backline was over here, able to help point, for Atlanta can force point, which can essentially bait Paris's DPS to go point, or bait Ball to play point, and either way, Ball is going to get pressured. Hence, Don had to do something, and the something he was looking to do is look to hit Paris's backline, and unfortunately that didn't work well. Like I said earlier, what really should have happened here is they should have had better map control. They should have looked to hold this part of map, maybe not that deep, but preferably something like this at least, so that there's more pressure on these guys, and these guys can't just like walk up and shoot here. They're more forced to like play further back and can't really actually help point. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned. This is a really, really, really critical thing. And if you're ever in this situation where you think like they're gonna recontest, just put one person on point and play map for map control, and make sure you're in positions to support each other. Like, supports can still be here and be safe, but have someone else over here and play for control, so that if the enemy team does rush to point, there's only maybe a mobile person there, and then you can hard angle and force out the enemy supports, as well as you can also pressure the point as well. Thank you, and make sure to like and subscribe.